Hi guys, hope you're all well. Today we're just going to make a simple cane with a bullseye cane. I'm just going to manipulate it a bit. So I'm doing black and white as usual guys. So I've just got some Cernit #1 white and I've got some Premo black. Now I wouldn't normally mix brands when I'm doing a cane, but for what we're doing they shouldn't move about differently, so you know, just use what you've got. And again, you can make this as colourful as you wish. I'm just doing it black and white. So what we're going to do is we're going to condition some white, we're going to condition some black, we're going to do a skinner blend, and then we're going to roll that up into a bullseye. Then we're going to manipulate that into a different block cane. So I'll go and get some clay conditioned, and of course we're going to need some for a backing and the such guys, so do a bit extra of whatever you want your main colour to be. I'll go and get some of this conditioned, and then we'll take it from there. So I'll see you in a sec. Okay guys, I've conditioned some black and white. I've got a strip here that I want to wrap the cane in, and I've got a strip of black up here that I want to wrap the cane in. I've done those on a 3 setting, and then I've just doubled over my clay, and I'm just going to do a quick skinner blend with this. I've left a little, I've cut the end off my triangle just so that I still have some black and some white. I don't get it all greying out, if that makes sense. So I'll go and pop this through, and what I'm going to do is get it to once it's blended, I'll fold. In fact, I'll just come back and show you what I'm doing. So I'll go and skinner blend this. I'll see you in a sec. Okay guys, here's my blend. It's a little bit unblended on this end because I was trying to make sure I kept some white, but once we elongate this it isn't going to matter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this into 4 like so, and now I'm going to pass this end through and work my way down to maybe a 4 setting. So this is going to end up quite long, but I'll go and do that now. So I'm just going to pass this through on a 4 setting so we get a nice long strip. I'll see you in a sec. Okay guys, I've got a nice long strip going from white all the way through to black, and what I'm going to do now is, apart from trying to stop it from sticking to everything, is I'm just going to start rolling at the white end. My fingers are a bit grubby. Start rolling at the white end and go all the way through to the black. And of course I'm just making sure as I'm going that I'm not trapping any air, keeping it as tight as possible. I'll just bring it in now. And to be fair, this strip is rather thin. I'd have preferred it to be a little bit thicker, but it is what it is, isn't it? You know I don't like making massive amounts of things, and I'm just going to trim that tatty end off like so. Let's just give it a roll. What I want to try and do is make sure that it stretches at the same time. Now I know some of you have probably got your cane savers and the such that you can use, but that'll do for me. For what we're doing guys, it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to elongate this a little bit first. Before I wrap it. Right, now what I'm going to do is, let me just make sure that it's even. Okay, I'm going to wrap this in a piece of white, and then I'm going to wrap it in a piece of black. Let's just trim that off. And trim that off. So we've got our white seam. I'll just give that a little roll. And then we're going to wrap it in black. Let's cut that edge off. Oh, better trim that as well, hadn't I? Okay. There we go. Pop that black to one side. Let me just pinch that so it goes together. Okay. So we've got our cane of sorts. I'm just gonna manipulate this a little bit. Make sure there's no air in it. Feel a bit of a bubble on that end. Okay, now I don't want to trim too much of this off because you know I don't like waste, guys, but I am just going to tidy that end and this end, and you can kind of see what we've got going in there. Possibly, there we go, that's better. There's that one. So yeah, that seems to not be as white, that end. I've picked a bit of white up, haven't I? Okay, so what I want to do is cut this into, let me see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make it a bit longer. Okay, I'm going to cut this into 1 1/4 inch pieces. I'm just using my mat to guide me, guys. I didn't do that very well, did I? One's a lot bigger than the other. We shan't worry about it. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to pinch these flat. Again, just work with them. You guys probably do canes all the time, you know I don't. It's not really my forte. I just kind of wing it. But yeah, I'm just going to squish this one flat. So they're all about the same size. Oh, a bit of a bubble there. Let's get it popped. Okay. They're all roughly the same size now, I think, and I'm going to put these together. Stretch them a little bit if they're not. And again, I'm going to give them a squish. In fact, this time I might use my roller just to try and make sure that my ends are the same. is it? Let's grab my roller. I'll just give it a little roll, guys. Like so. In fact, I want that to be quite a bit thinner, so I'm just going to stretch it with my fingers as well. Try and keep those ends reasonably okay. And then I'm going to cut it again and stack them. And that's our block, and that's what we've got inside. So we've got these nice elongated pieces. I'm just going to use my acrylic block to pat these together. And again, you know, I'm not a fan of the waist, guys, but I will try and do something with it. Okay, I think we're good to go. But that's what we're looking at, guys. This nice funky pattern. So I'm going to let that rest because it is sticky as a sticky thing. I'm going to go and condition some black for a veneer for laying our cane on, and enough for a backing for the back of our pendant. I'm just going to do a simple diamond pendant, I think, because I'm enjoying using this at the minute, and I may do a couple of earrings to match, so that, you know, I just need enough that I can cut a couple of earrings and a pendant out of it. In fact, I might use these ends as a backing, because there isn't a lot of white in there. We'll see. But I'll go and get this conditioned, guys, and I'll see you in a minute when I've got everything ready. See you in a minute. Hi guys, okay, so I've got a piece of black clay here for, let me just move you down a bit, to put our bit of cane on, which has been just sat nicely resting, and I've also conditioned a bit on a texture sheet just for our main backing, and all we're going to do is cut some slices from this cane and lay them down. I'm just going to put a little tiny mark with my cutter, just so that I know where I'm going with the pieces that I'm laying, like so. Again, I'm not wanting to waste much, guys. The ends, I've just melded them together and made this nice grey, so it will get used for something. Let's bring this in, and I'm just going to get my sharper blade to do this. In fact, let's move you out the way. I'll just cut some pieces of this off first, guys. Trying to get them as thin as possible. Obviously it's not always that easy for me. I know some of you have got the fancy cane slices and the such, but I can't warrant oh, little slither, can't warrant for the amount of canes I make. It's not, you know, it's not something I do all the time, is it? Okay, let's see how we're going with these pieces. You know, just looking at that, you could alter the shape, couldn't you, if you'd have done that like in light to dark oranges. Looks like a pumpkin. maybe that's just my brain. Okay, just pop my backing down again. So what I need is, I'm going to put one big piece there and one big piece there. And then we can maybe half some of these. Let's have a look. Let's just half that one. Again, trying to be mindful about not being wasteful, guys. Oh, I've just cut that the wrong way. Daft apeth. I'll just use this slither here. Just going to pop that there, and I can cut a bit of that off and use it for something else. I'll just manipulate that a bit straighter. Okay, let's pop you next to that one. And just manipulate that. There we go. Of course I've got to burnish this, guys, so let's use this slither here. Just manipulate them ends so that they come together a bit better. And again, I'm just snipping off any little pieces that I might not need. Now then, will this be enough for that? Oh yes, perfect. And again, just going to manipulate with my finger those ends so that they you know what I'm talking about, guys. My brain's just addled again today. Let's just get my guides and give this a roll. Oh, they're too big. Get me oh no, I've got two different ones, that's why. 4s. Nope, too big. 3s. I think I need to roll it this away. Okay, got them as flat as I can, I think. Now I'm just gonna have to burnish. If I can get a piece of paper out, that is. I'm putting quite a bit of pressure on, guys, because I want to just make sure that they've burnished right down into that clay. Yep, just a couple of bits up there that haven't. Let's have a see. Just a tiny bit down here. Just burnishing enough so that I know I can't see a joint. There we go. Now then, okay, that should work lovely. So I shall just trim this, I think. I could probably because I want to make some earrings to match, so I may be able to incorporate some of these bits here. Again, be mindful of waste, guys. I could put, these are teeny tiny, these earrings. I could put these bits together, couldn't I? Maybe cut this in half, because for that, I don't know. I'm doing it again, aren't I? I go off on a tangent. Right, let's just give this a trim. Get rid of the excess. Then I can sort my earrings out, I think. I'll do it this way instead. It's just... Okay, so that's plenty for my pendant. Now let's see what we can do with these pieces for the earrings. Maybe peel them off. Nope, that's not going to work. Okay, back to the drawing board, I think, guys. I'm going to have to just trim. I'll just trim the bits of colour off these and get myself a little bit more black together for the earrings. I won't be a sec, guys. See you in a minute. Okay, guys, I've just popped the other bit onto the backing for a second out the way, and I'm just going to do something with these earrings. And I think what I might do is I'm just going to do like half. Using this piece here, I'm just gonna pop that on there like that, and then the same on this side. Just stretch it a little bit, then it goes to the edge, and then just give that a roll to flatten it a bit, flatten it in before I burnish. Let's just bring these 3 mils in. Okay, and then I'll burnish this. And we'll just do it that way. One needs a bit more. Let's see, there we go. Okay, so I'm just gonna let's have a see. That one there, perfect. I'll trim this down in a second. Let's bring this back in. I will do something with all these little bits of scraps, guys. Quite funky stripes, aren't they? Maybe just lay them over a bit of veneer and see what happens. Okay, so that one's going about there. That one's going about there, so I've got quite a bit I can manipulate with this. Let's just trim the excess black off first. Then I'm not wasting too much. Pop that back with my black. And that bit. And then I'll just do that. Excuse me, still a little bit croaky from the other day. And we'll just pop these bits on here. Oops, I should have took my backing off first, shouldn't I? There we go. Okay, I'll just give these a little, oh, just give these a little burnish onto the backing. Just a light bit of pressure, just to make sure that they're firmly pressed down and that I've not inadvertently popped fingerprints on it. Okay, earrings first. One there and one there, and then of course my big pendant. Let's make sure that's all the way through. Nice. Let's see if I can get these scraps off without them being too stuck to the black. Okay, there we go. Oh, seem to have caught my corner there. Let's just manipulate that a little bit with my finger. I don't know what I did, must have caught it with the cutter at some point. Okay, now then, I think I'll dome the big one and I'll put the little ones on a soap just to give them a slight dome. So let's get this picked up. Got a few crumbs but nothing drastic. Let's just get them cleaned off. Just using my finger. There we go. Pop that down on there. Just get a scrap of paper, then I don't get fingerprints on it. And let's get that to dome. Down. There we go. And again, I'm just going around with my nail, making sure that edge is nice and clean. So there's our little pendant. And then let's get these little ones picked up. Oh, just pop them on like so. Try and put them in the same place so the dome's the same. It is a slight dome, guys, very slight, but it just adds a bit of something, doesn't it? Okay, just again nip around with my nail. Make sure them edges are clean, and of course I could do this later with a file or something, guys, but it only takes a second to do, just to make sure that those edges are lovely. I like how the it's kind of curved around with the cutter, so it's not just sat on top. I think that's with the burnishing, isn't it? Okay, right guys, I'm gonna have to sort that corner out. I think I shall go and put these in the oven. I'm just gonna see if I can, I must have caught it with the cutter, see if I can just smooth it out. There we go, that's a bit better. I don't think anybody is going to notice bar me. Okay, I'll go and pop these in the oven and I'll see you when they're baked. See you in a minute. Hi guys, all done. I've took the liberty of drilling the holes and popping those earrings onto little rings. You know I like to do that. Just keeps them nice and simple, doesn't it? And here's the pendant, and I've literally just give it a quick buff, nothing exciting. Got my usual bail on the back, and I've just got a Buna cord. I don't put wire in my Buna cords, guys. I know some people do, but when it's a choker style, I don't think it needs it. And it's just on a magnetic clasp. So let's pop that through there. Fasten that. And there we go. Nice little funky pendant and matching earrings. Now of course you could do that bullseye cane with some really funky colours, couldn't you? I've obviously just gone for black and white for mine. I will probably do another video, guys, and we'll make something else with this. We'll see. But yeah, there we go, guys. Quick, really simple, from a really simple cane, but just manipulating it, you can get different effects, can't you? Okay, guys, I shall see you all in the next video. See you soon. Bye.